guys, it's time to fuck the league up.
Weezy out of here.
Whoa, ski. Wide battle Lambo kit, wide battle, wide battle Lambo kit, wide battle, wow.
You see, the trade deadline, it's coming. It's coming. It's like 3 weeks away. And this Thunder team is not perfect. The league is telling me the Spurs can beat us. They're saying that we can be had. And you see, Sam Presti, he can silence y'all, bro. Y'all joking, but he can silence y'all. He can ruin the NBA by making one move, pressing one button, and that button is the Giannis button. So as we can all see, the Bucks these recent weeks have been absolutely trash. Matter of fact, unwatchable. I think the last 2-3 games they played, they got blown out by like 30. They don't defend. Their offense looks absolutely awful. And because of all these things and how great Giannis has been this season and basically throughout his prime, people want him to win a championship. They want him to lead the Milwaukee Bucks. And I can tell you right now that the Thunder are one of the best destinations for him. Now, with all the struggles that the Bucks are going through, should the Thunder trade for Milwaukee? Should they help each other's needs? Allow Giannis to compete and allow this Thunder team to 9-peat. Well, before I get into that, I just want to say like and subscribe. Also check out everything else on this channel. Amazing channel, best channel on the fucking planet. But as well, let's break it down. Let's go through the pros and cons of trading for Giannis and putting him on this Thunder team, seeing what he'd do with this roster and how well he'd fit. Now, we all know that I like to start things off positive. So let's start off with the pros. Now, the biggest thing Giannis brings to this team is a transition threat. Giannis, like he's been for the past million years, is one of the deadliest transition players in the NBA. He's a crazy grab and go threat, and most importantly, you have to send 5 bodies just to stop him from getting to where he wants to be, which is the rim. He is not human, and he can dunk on literally whoever is in front of him. Adding a guy like that to the Thunder could already bolster this team's elite transition offense. Just imagine giving an offense that already struggles in the half court more transition opportunities. And also imagine having to guard not only Giannis, but SHAI in transition. People don't know this, but SHAI is also one of the deadliest transition players in the league. 2 elite slashers who need at the minimum 3 bodies in front of them to stop. How are you stopping that? Another thing that he brings is just another advantage creator. You see, as we all know, this Thunder team lacks guys who can consistently get paint touches or who can create advantages for others. Outside of SHAI, nobody is really doing it. So adding Giannis to this team can help create higher quality shots for literally everybody on the roster. I mean, just think about it. As soon as he comes to this team, I'm just going to be completely honest, he's immediately the best passer on our team. He'll be able to create interior looks. He'll draw immediate double teams as soon as he crosses half court. He's a guy who can draw doubles out the post. He'll be deadly in the short roll. He's just a player that is going to be incredibly feared, which means the role players on this team will automatically look better. Speaking of advantage creation, let's talk about how the Thunder's offense will look without SHAI on the court. Now, as we all know, one of the biggest struggles for this Thunder team for the past 2-3 years has been Thunder's offense without SHAI on the basketball court. I'm just gonna be honest, it hasn't looked the greatest, and that's because of the Thunder's lack of advantage creators. As good as J-Dub is, J-Dub has his flaws on that end, and he's not a guy who can create as many advantages or opportunities for his teammates like SHAI can. He can't run an offense like SHAI can. So when you're putting him around subpar players or guys who can't create, the offense just looks significantly worse. Adding Giannis to this would completely change this. For starters, Giannis is a one-man crew. You put him on the basketball court, you're immediately gonna churn out damn near an elite offense. He's gonna be able to create high-quality shots for all your teammates, a bunch of good looks from 3, and he can even help out some of the secondary stars like J-Dub. You see, me personally, I think the best thing about not having SHAI on the court in these lineups is the Giannis and J-Dub pairing. In my opinion, they're a perfect fit. If you're a second side creator playing with Giannis, you are going to dominate the league. Just ask Chris Middleton how he fared with that man. Insane lob threat. And basically every time you do second side pick and rolls, you're either gonna get a lob, an open mid-range jumper, or an open layup because he is such a threat as a roller. He'll open up so many avenues for J-Dub to score to the point where he will become basically unstoppable. You combine that with his pairing with J Will, which I think J Will is a perfect fit next to Giannis, and a bunch of other defensive minded role players who he will encourage to shoot a lot more. I expect our bench offense to be like way better than it is now. Now, I talked about the offensive end, but let's get into the defensive side of the ball. You see, now defensively, Giannis is a perfect fit on this team. For starters, he helps us on the glass immediately as he's been one of the most dominant rebounders in the league for the last couple of seasons, and he has the nose for the ball on both both ends of the court. Now you combine that with his weak side rim protection and just his overall off-ball defense, he could provide a ton of value for this Thunder team. And to be honest, he is the perfect type of power forward to put next to Chet Holmgren on that end as well, because he's gonna allow Chet to play that center position, which he's way better at, and he'll be able to clean up for some of the weaknesses in Chet's game defensively. You see, bro, like, everybody eats. Now, obviously, I get it. Some of the concerns are Giannis isn't what he used to be defensively, but Giannis is still an incredibly impactful defensive player. And even if he isn't as switchable as he used to be, he can still be incredibly impactful in this system defensively. Speaking of this system, a couple of other pros that come out of this would basically be, I think this team could help extend Giannis's career. Even if we were to trade for Giannis, with the amount of depth that we have, Giannis won't have to play every single night. And even defensively, he doesn't have to carry on that end like he has had to in the past. So those are all the pros. And I love talking pros, love talking positive things, but we have to get to the negatives. For starters, the injury history. Now, when it comes to the Giannis trade, nobody likes to bring this up because of how good of a talent he is. I mean, the guy averages like 31, 11, and 6 every single year. So I understand why we're not bringing that aspect up. But ever since 2022, Giannis has been dealing with low body injuries, a bunch of calf strains, a bunch of knee soreness, and a bunch of just leg problems. And I can't lie to you, he's starting to smell like Achilles tear. Now, I'm not wishing that on him, but it's just the type of injury that he keeps getting. I'm worried. I'm really worried. And for Sam Presti, giving up a bunch of assets to potentially get a player that's super injury prone could definitely hurt us in the future. Speaking of that, long sustainable success. This is another thing that we're truly worried about when it comes to Giannis and this team. Let's say we trade for Giannis. Immediately, he's going to be picking up $60 million on this roster. And when you think about that, and you also think about SHAI just got extended, so he's going to be getting 60M soon. J-Dub getting extended, Chet getting extended. I think them alone, that's like over 200 mil. That's a lot of fucking money. And we're going to be in the second apron. Now, the second apron isn't as much of a problem to the Thunder because we already have a roster that's fleshed out and filled out. And I'm sure Sam Presti doesn't mind paying some of these players, but let's say some of these guys don't develop as we think they will or should. This Thunder team could end up being really screwed because, let's just be honest, we won't have any way to really pick up players on this roster if we jump into the second apron. And that will hurt our ability to have long, sustainable success. Something that Sam Presti has been talking about since the beginning of this rebuild. Now, another con, and people are gonna laugh when I say this, but his fit with Chet Holmgren. Now, I know y'all are wondering, well, isn't he a stretch big? Isn't that perfect for Giannis? Well, yes, stretch bigs are nice with Giannis, but Chet just isn't a 3-and-D big man. Instead of a Kevin Love, he's more like a Dirk to me. He's a guy that's gonna operate in that mid-range, and he is more of an interior threat than he is a three-point threat. And because of that, and because of what Giannis does to centers that he plays with, turning Chet into a guy who's taking 6 to 7 threes a game, in my opinion, will make him significantly worse. You combine that shooting and him being a less effective offensive player with his slow release, I don't think you're going to be helping Giannis that much either. I could be wrong. Maybe these two could play a completely different style of basketball, and Mark Daigneault could find ways to use them and make them super impactful together. I mean, we've already seen him with iHeart, and we already see how, although Chet is way better at the center position, he can still play interior ball at the power forward spot. But for me, that is a concern. I do not want Chet to turn into what Miles Turner is in Milwaukee. I want Chet to be Garnett Durant. Now, my last concern, and maybe I'm missing something. If I am, please let me know. We're adding another non-shooter. Bro, this team already stinks at shooting the fucking ball. We're an average shooting team, below average shooting team, and we have a ton of fake shooters on this roster. Adding another non-shooter, I don't know if it's gonna help as much. Obviously, Giannis is very different from a lot of other non-shooters. He's a guy who needs two bodies on him wherever he's on the court, because if you give him a full head of steam, he is going to run over your entire defense. And he's spaces the court in many different ways as a vertical threat, on the offensive glass, in the dunker spot. He is just literally that dude. And also, he creates a bunch of good looks for other three-point shooters, which, although a lot of our shooters are fake, they are shooters. So he can still help us there, but it is still concerning that we're adding a guy who, once again, cannot shoot on this roster. Now, with the pros and cons out the way, what would a Giannis trade look like to this Thunder team? How would we do it? Now, I know you see something. I did not mention us giving up Chet or J-Dub in this trade. That's because even without giving up any of our big three, I still think we have the best package out of literally everyone else. Now, let me show y'all what I mean. Here would be the Giannis trade. We'd be trading Isaiah Hartenstein and Lou Dort for cap filler, Nikola Topic, who was a highly touted young player in his draft class. He was supposed to go top 5, and the nigga beat cancer in 2 weeks. He still has a ton of upside, and out of most of the players in that draft class, he's probably one of the very few who actually had star upside. I'm Miss Sorber.
What's your name?
BB Hell.
BBL.
No, BB Hell. Hell, like raising hell in these streets. I got some work done, but I'm still...
Another one of our late lottery picks that we got from another team. Now, obviously, there's some concern with these two players as they're both guys who've been dealing with injuries. They're still guys with potential, but that's not the best part of this trade. You see, if we really wanted to, we could fuck around and give this team 5 first-round picks. Along with those young players, you can throw in the 2027 Clippers pick swap, which looks pretty valuable to me considering how the Clippers are aging. You can look at the 2028 first round Dallas pick swap, another pick that seems really intriguing to me. The 2029 first round Denver draft pick unprotected, and a 2031 Thunder first round pick. You can also get a Thunder 2032 pick swap. Now those 2 picks look exciting because by that time you would most likely take the chance on Giannis potentially falling off or getting off the roster. That pick will look really nice if, let's say, SHAI leaves after his contract, and the league will be fucked up. Let's be honest, they'd be fucked up. That's better than any other package any team can give you. Don't talk to me about that weak ass Spurs package with Stephon Castle. Now that we got the pros, cons, and trade details out the way, I want to know from you guys, do you guys think the Thunder should do this? Do you guys think this is a marriage made to happen? Does that trade help the Bucks? Does it make sense for them? Should the Thunder potentially give up long sustainable success or guaranteed championships with Giannis? I want you guys to let me know that down in the comment section below. Now, if I'm being honest and I'm being completely transparent with you guys, although the pros heavily outweigh the cons in my opinion when it comes to the fit and everything like that, I'm very hesitant to trade for Giannis. And the only reason why I say that is because of his injury history. If we were to trade for him and he was to, let's say, tear his Achilles in a Thunder uniform, although I think we could survive off of it because of the talent of our big 3, it would be very bad for our roster. And I don't think we would be able to recover because of the second April. But if you remove that injury concern out of it, I would 100% do it. There's not many times where one of the greatest players in NBA history becomes available on the market. And if Giannis were to do that and we were to get our hands on him, nobody's stopping us. I'm not joking. I don't know how many years Giannis has in this league, but I'm 100% certain that if he does not get injured in a Thunder uniform, like a significant injury, we would legitimately 9-peat. The offense, the defense, just as fit with this entire roster, it would be illegal and there would be absolutely nothing anybody could do.